What are your numbers right now?
So I think if I went to the gym right now, I would deadlift 405, I'd squat 365, I'd bench nothing good, 250.
Hi, I am John Jacobson. I'm your host today. I'm 17 years old. I'm a student at York High School, and I'm joined today with Mr. Jamieson, a teacher at York High School.
Hey, John.
Today we're going to be talking to Mr. Jamieson about his fitness journey and what it's like. He's a coach, and he's really into fitness. So you're going to first just give us like a background of just kind of like where you're from, where you grew up, all of that.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Woburn, Massachusetts. I've been a lifelong Massachusetts resident. I went to Woburn High School, which is where I started lifting when I was a senior. So it's been a while now. It's been 15 years that I've been lifting. Still not where I want to be. It's a lifelong journey. But yeah, so I went to Woburn High School, went to UMass Lowell for undergrad from there. Then I went to Merrimack College for grad school. Taught at Lawrence High School in Massachusetts for 4 years. Then I ended up here and been trying to continue my fitness journey everywhere I went.
Nice. Why did you get into fitness?
Honestly, I was always really small, and I was tired of being smaller than everyone else. I ran cross country. I was a long distance runner, so I was really skinny. And growing up, I was always really short. So being the short, skinny kid was never my favorite feeling. A lot of spaces, especially getting into high school, I felt really intimidated. And then by the time I got to senior year, I had a few injuries from running, and I was kind of getting less satisfaction from that because it felt like I was spending more time recovering than actually running. So I wanted to spend more time in the gym with like lower impact training, and a few of my friends were into lifting, so I got into it too. And I just kind of fell in love with it. So I've tried to be consistent about it ever since then.
What are some of your goals like through fitness? Obviously, like want to get bigger, but
yeah,
more individual goals,
like specific weights or just I guess I have my goals kind of constantly change.
Yeah.
Depends on the time of year. Winter, I'll probably spend a lot of time bulking, and so I'll probably want to hit particular numbers that I have in mind, and that's kind of been, it's not amazingly healthy, but my training, I guess, goals have always been like, okay, I got to hit these numbers, and then when I hit those numbers, I set higher numbers and higher numbers, and they're not incredibly impressive.
What are your numbers right now?
So I think if I went to the gym right now, I would deadlift 405, I'd squat 365, I'd bench nothing good, 250.
I think that's pretty impressive.
Thanks.
So have you competed in any powerlifting events?
No. Well, technically, but not really. So Hard Knocks, they have a new owner, and he's trying to kind of revive the name, the Hard Knocks brand, and so he's been putting on just some local lifting competitions that's almost all just regular members that go. So last year he did a bench press the morning of Thanksgiving, a bench press competition, and then this past summer he did a deadlift competition. And I went, and on my second lift I pulled 365, and it just didn't feel good. Like I felt a lot of tension in my lower back. And so I just didn't prepare well enough for it. And I'd never really done anything like that. So I wasn't prepared mentally or physically. So I ended up just stopping there. But that's the closest I've come to competing. And it was not great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a totally like different environment too. Just having everyone watching you compared to like when you're just doing it by yourself.
Yeah. It was really weird because, the gym, I can't really overstate just how small that gym is. It's tiny. If there's 10 or 12 people in there, you feel like you're suffocating. It's that small. And so there were probably 20 or 25 people competing, and then probably 20 or 25 more people there supporting. It was really a unique experience. And it's not like I didn't do well. I didn't perform well, but it was a cool thing to say that I did.
Yeah.
So short answer made long. Yes, I have. And it was not great.
What are like some of your goals? How much do you look to increase your numbers each bulk?
I usually try to set pretty ambitious ones. So I want to add 50 pounds to my deadlift. So I want to get 455. That's my big goal right now. And I think it's pretty achievable, but we'll see. I want to hit 405 squat, and eventually I want to hit 315 bench, but my bench is my weakest. I have a shoulder impingement.
Yeah. How much weight do you gain on your bulks?
Probably like 20 pounds. Yeah, I fluctuate anywhere from 205 to 230. It's tough. It's not great because I don't clean bulk. I'm really not good about my nutrition.
I'm kind of the same. Just get the calories.
Yeah,
protein.
I just eat whatever I want. During COVID, it was a lot easier because I was able to teach remotely. So I was using up a lot less energy throughout the day than I typically do when I'm teaching, because teaching is a pretty physically demanding job. You're on your feet all day and it's tiring. And so there's the emotional, physical, mental drain. And then to go to the gym, you don't have as much energy. And then when I get home, I won't feel like cooking dinner or something like that. So I'll have a microwave or a frozen pizza or something like that. Whereas during COVID, I didn't really have those demands. So I was able to be really strict with my nutrition. And I cut down to 188, which was the lightest I had been since the end of high school or the beginning of college. But it was just such a unique scenario that it's pretty unrealistic for me to expect to get down there again, because the conditions were so right that it's something like that's probably never going to happen again.
Yeah.
And it was all I thought about too. Anytime I had downtime and I was sitting on the couch, all I would think about is like, oh my God, I just want to eat Oreos or something like that. And I just couldn't. Instead, I would have a pretzel rod or something like that, or a bowl of yogurt, which is not amazing. So so I can cut, and I have cut in the past. I don't love it and I don't recommend it.
I'm kind of the same. I've got up to like 200 pounds. If I want to lose some fat, I'll just maintain and just keep building that muscle. I don't really I can't cut.
It's really not amazing. And some people do really unhealthy things to cut.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially like people on social media or people who compete, it's just unrealistic for most people to live under those same conditions.
Your energy just it drops. I've noticed. I would be in an awful mood and I'd just be tired, and then go to the gym and just feel so weak. It wasn't for me. So
it's a really tough way to live. Yeah, just having such low energy throughout your day is really tough, and then to try to drag yourself to the gym after can be really defeating, and then you're not lifting the same amount or hitting the same numbers that you usually are, and that can be defeating too. And then you go home and you eat something you don't enjoy and you don't feel full, and it's not a very healthy practice.
It's not
for a fitness goal. It's kind of defeating, or it's not great.
So what's your current workout split, and how has that changed over time?
Right. Yeah. So right now it's doing whatever I feel like doing when I'm able to go to the gym. Yeah. This past fall, as a soccer coach, it's really time consuming. And so by the time I get home, it's 5:30. I have to make dinner, do stuff around the house. So it's just not very realistic for me. The gym is kind of the thing that ends up falling by the wayside. When I'm lifting, so this past summer or this winter, the plan is usually just 4 days a week. And it's usually 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days. 1 lower body day is a squat focused day. The other lower body day is a deadlift focused day. And then the upper body days is usually 1 bench focused day and 1 weighted pull-up day or something like that. So kind of just hitting the trunk, like the core of the body, the legs and torso. What's your preferred way to train?
I do 5 days a week, and then it's not set on 5 days, but usually I just take a rest day whenever I need it. I don't have a built-in like rest day.
That's good.
But I just do like push-pull legs, so back and buys,
Nice.
chest, shoulders, tries, and then legs.
Okay, nice. Yeah, a few of the kids like in my pride that I talk to usually have a similar pattern, which it's great as long as you're actually doing the legs. They're always the easiest days to skip. But
this past almost a year, I've like my elbow's been hurt from baseball.
Oh yeah,
so I've like just been doing legs.
Nice,
so,
that's great.
Like,
do you love it?
I've started to love it.
That's good.
I used to hate legs.
Yeah,
and then since I was able to put so much energy towards them, like my squat has just skyrocketed.
That's awesome.
And so
once you start comfortably putting 2 or 3 plates on, and I feel like you start feeling good about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. And it can be really, I love it now because when I leave the gym after a leg day, it's the one day where I really feel like I did something.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm always dripping in sweat. I always am exhausted. You can't cheat it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to take it seriously and you have to be locked in all the time, which is what I like about it. But I used to hate it. I used to skip it for years.
I feel like squats also is like a lot of mental like work. I used to stop shy of failure, and then one day I just like decided to max out, and I just shocked myself on how much weight I could do.
Yeah, totally. There's that huge mental barrier, and I felt the same thing the first time I ever went for 315. I had it so built up in my head that the first time I tried it, the second I felt a sticking point when I hit my depth, I hit the bottom, worked my way up for like an inch or two, felt a little bit of resistance, got freaked out, and I just dumped it. And then the second time I was with my friend, and he's like, dude, I'm here. It's fine. It's going to be fine. And it was so fast. And I was like, I can't believe I had this just mental hurdle.
I know. Yeah.
That I completely freaked myself out by.
I did the same thing. Like my first time attempting 4 plates. As soon as I felt it, I just went down. I was looking at the weight. I was so scared. And then, so
it's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weight on your back. And it's scary because you see videos of bad things happening. And it's hard not to have that in the back of your mind. And you have to go to a place where you can completely block that out.
Yeah.
And just be focused on the moment.
Yeah, for sure. All right. That's going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys had a good time. And thank you, Mr. Jamieson, for joining us. Catch you on the next episode.